How do you respond when you have to take an examination when you know you're not prepared? How do you respond when somebody treats you badly? How do you respond when you have to perform in public? Stress is a normal human reaction that happens to everyone. In fact, the human body is designed to experience stress and react to it. When you experience changes or challenges or stresses, your body produces physical and mental responses. That's stress. Stress is a response that affects the physical and psychological state of the body. Stress responses help your body adjust to new situations. Stress can be positive, keeping us alert, motivated, and ready to avoid danger. For example, if you have an important test coming up, a stress response might be your body work harder and stay awake longer. But stress becomes a problem when stressors continue without relief or periods of relaxation. In this lesson, you will learn the definition of stress management and benefits of practicing stress management and many stress management techniques. Stress is the body's response to changing stimuli or stressors. It has been linked to the cause of several health issues. But is all stress bad for you? The answer is no. Stress can actually be a good thing as long as it's not causing a negative effect on you. In fact, Hans Selye, who is known as the father of stress research, introduced the concept of stress having two categories: distress and eustress. Distress is stress that negatively affects you, and eustress is stress that has a positive effect on you. Not all types of stress are harmful or even negative. Not all stress is the same. Some of the stress that we face in life can be healthy for us. Eustress can be beneficial and is actually necessary for our well-being. This is the type of positive stress that keeps us excited about life. Eustress is fun and exciting. It's known as a positive type of stress that can keep you energized. It is associated with surges of adrenaline. The excitement of a roller coaster ride, a scary movie, or a fun challenge are examples of eustress. The anticipation of the first date, the first day at a new job, or other exciting firsts also fall under the umbrella of eustress. Eustress is a type of stress that is actually important for us to have in our lives. Without eustress, we would become bored and depressed. We would begin to feel a lack of motivation to accomplish goals and lack of meaning in life without enough eustress. Not striving for goals, not overcoming challenging, not having a reason to wake up in the morning would be damaging to all of us. So eustress is considered good stress. It keeps us healthy and happy. So take a second to think about what works as eustress for you. Eustress, a positive stress, is related to pleasant situations or occurrences. Here is a list of stressors that typically produces positive experiences: marriage, buying a home, giving birth, starting a new job, visiting new places, giving a presentation, getting promoted at work, receiving awards, reuniting with old friends, starting a business, learning a new hobby, going on adventure, making new friends. This stress is destructive, unpleasant, and negative type of stress. This stress evokes negative feelings when the stressor is interpreted as sources of harm or threat that one cannot overcome. This stress is associated with a negative emotional and physical health. Today, the word stress is almost synonymous with distress. We use either one to describe stressful events or talk about daily life stressors. Distress, negative stress, is related to unpleasant situation or future events. Here are some examples of distress. There are types of stressors that generate negative experiences. For example, being bullied, getting a divorce with a spouse, breaking up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, problems with interpersonal relationships, having conflicts with teammates or your classmates, death of parents or loved ones, not meeting a deadline, parents fighting with a friend or a family member, financial problems, going into bankruptcy, getting fired from jobs, facing natural disasters, severe health problems, being sued for wrongdoing, being assaulted or being abused, waiting for medical test results, worrying about job restructuring or employment concerns. Another response to stress that makes the body prepare to confront or avoid a situation is the fight or flight response. It is an automatic physiological reaction to an event that is perceived as stressful or frightening. The fight or flight response, also known as the acute stress response, refers to physiological reaction that occurs when we are in the presence of something that is mentally or physically terrifying. The fight or flight response is triggered by the release of hormones that prepare your body to either stay and deal with the threat or to run away to safety. The term fight or flight represents the choices that our ancient ancestors had when faced with danger in the environment. They could either fight or flee. In either case, the physiological and psychological response to stress prepares the body to react to the danger. So why is it important? The fight or flight response plays a critical role in how we deal with stress and danger in our environment. When we are under a threat, the response prepares the body to either fight or flee. This type of stress can help you perform better in situations where you are under pressure to do well, such as at work or school, and in cases where the threat is life-threatening. The fight or flight response plays a critical role in your survival. While the fight or flight response happens automatically, that doesn't mean that it is always accurate. Sometimes we respond in this way even when there is no real threat. Phobias are good examples of how the fight or flight response might be falsely triggered in the face of the perceived threat. The fight or flight response can be triggered by both real and imaginary threats. During a fight, flight, freeze response, many physiological changes occur. The reaction begins in your amygdala, a part of your brain responsible for perceived fear. The amygdala responds by sending signals to hypothalamus, which stimulates the autonomic nervous system, or ANS. The autonomic nervous system consists of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system drives the fight or flight response, while the parasympathetic nervous system drives freezing. How you react responds on which system dominates the response at that time. In general, when your ANS is stimulated, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormone. These hormones are released very quickly, which can affect your heart rate. Your heart beats faster to bring oxygen to your major muscles. During freezing, your heart rate might increase or decrease. Lungs, your breathing speeds up to deliver more oxygen to your blood. In the freeze response, you might hold your breath or restrict breathing. Eyes, your peripheral vision increases so you can notice your surroundings. Your pupils dilate and let in more light, which helps you to see better. Ears, your ears perk up and your hearing becomes sharper. Blood thickens, which increases clotting factors. This prepares your body for injury. Skin, your skin might produce more sweat or get cold. You may look pale or have goosebumps. Hands and feet. As blood flow increases to your major muscles, your hands and your feet might get cold. Pain perception. Fight or flight temporarily reduces your perception of pain. Your specific physiological reactions depend on how you usually respond to stress. You might also shift between fight or flight and freezing, but this is very difficult to control. Usually, your body will return to its normal state after 20 to 30 minutes. The fight, flight, freeze response can show up in many life situations, including slamming on the brakes when the car in front of you suddenly stops, encountering a growling dog while walking outside, jumping out of a way of an oncoming vehicle, getting spooked by someone jumping out of the room, feeling unsafe while walking down a street. What are the signs of stress? Stress can affect all aspects of your life, including your emotions, behaviors, thinking ability, and physical health. But because people handle stress differently, symptoms of stress can vary. Some common signs of stress include changes in mood, clammy or sweaty palms, diarrhea, difficulty sleeping, digestive problems, dizziness, feeling anxious, frequent sickness, headache, low energy, muscle tension, especially in the neck and shoulders, physical aches and pains, racing heartbeat. So, what happens to your body during stress? The body's automatic nervous system controls your heart rate, breathing, vision changes, and more. It's built-in stress response. The fight or flight response helps the body to face stressful situations. When a person has a long-term or chronic stress, continued activation of the stress response causes wear and tear on the body. Physical, emotional, and behavioral symptoms developed. Physical symptoms of stress include aches and pains, chest pains or feeling like your heart is racing, exhaustion or trouble sleeping, headache, dizziness or shaking, high blood pressure, muscle tension or jaw clenching, stomach or digestive problem, and weak immune system. Stress can lead to emotional and mental symptoms like anxiety, irritability, depression, panic attacks, and sadness. Stress is not always easy to recognize, but there are some ways to identify some signs that you might be experiencing too much pressure. Sometimes stress can come from an obvious source, but sometimes even small daily stresses from work, school, family, and friends can take a toll on your mind and body. If you think stress might be affecting you, there are a few things that you can watch for. For example, psychological signs such as difficulty concentrating, worrying, anxiety, and trouble remembering. Emotional signs such as being angry, irritated, moody, and frustrated. Physical signs such as high blood pressure, changes in weight, frequent colds or infections, and changes in the menstruation cycle. Behavioral signs such as poor self-care, not having time for the things you enjoy, or relying on drugs and alcohol to cope. Stress is a normal reaction the body has when changes occur, which results in the physical, emotional, and intellectual responses. Stress management training can help you deal with changes in a healthier way. Stress can be a short-term issue or a long-term problem, depending on what changes in your life. Regularly using stress management techniques can help you avoid most physical, emotional, and behavioral symptoms of stress. Often people with stress try to manage it with unhealthy behaviors, including drinking alcohol too much or too often, gambling, overeating, or developing an eating disorder, participating in shopping or internet browsing, smoking, using drugs. What are some good strategies for stress relief? You can't avoid stress, but you can stop it from becoming overwhelming by practicing some daily strategies. There is a lot more you can do to help manage stress. Exercise. To start with exercise, when you feel the symptoms of stress coming on, even a short walk can boost your mood. Physical activities can help you improve your sleep, and better sleep means better stress management. People who exercise more tend to get better deep sleep that helps renew the brain and body. Just take care not to exercise too close to bedtime, which disrupts sleep for some people. Exercise also seems to help mood. Part of the reason may be that it stimulates your body to release a number of hormones like endorphins that help block the pain and improve sleep. People who exercise also tend to feel less anxious and more positive about themselves. When your body feels good, your mind often follows. Get a dose of stress relief with this exercise. For example, running, swimming, dancing, cycling, aerobics. If you don't have the time for a formal exercise program, you can still find ways to move throughout your day. Try these tips. Bike instead of driving to the store. Use the stairs instead of the elevator. Clean your room. Walk on your lunch break. Diet. A healthy diet can lessen the effects of stress, build up your immune system, level your mood, and lower your blood pressure. Lots of added sugar and fat can have opposite effects. Scientists have pinpointed some nutrients that seem to help lessen the effects of stress on the body and mind. Be sure to get enough this part of the balanced diet. The nutrients that seem to help lessen the effects of stress on your body and your mind include vitamin C from these vegetables and fruits, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids. Sleep. A common side effect of stress is that you may struggle to fall asleep. If this happens 3 times a week for at least 3 months, you may have insomnia, an inability to fall and stay asleep. Lack of sleep can also add to your stress level and cause a cycle of stress and sleeplessness. Better sleep habits can help. These include both of your daily routine and the way you set up your bedroom. Habits that may help include exercise regularly, get out of the sunlight, drink less alcohol and caffeine close to bedtime. Set a sleep schedule. Don't look at your electronics devices for 30 minutes or 60 minutes before bed. Try to meditate or other forms of relaxation at bedtime. There are many relaxation techniques to help you relieve stress. For example, yoga, meditation, deep breathing, connect with people, changing behaviors, inner voice, laugh therapy, and talk therapy. Yoga is a form of exercise, but it can also be a meditation. There are many types of yoga. The ones that focus on slow movement, stretching, and deep breathing are best for lowering your anxiety and stress. Meditation works well for many people and has many benefits. It can lower stress, anxiety, and chronic pain, as well as improve sleep, energy levels, and mood. To meditate, you will need to find a quiet place. Get comfortable sitting or lying down. Focus on your attention on a word, phrase, object, or even through your breath. Let your thoughts come and go and do not judge them. Deep breathing. When you practice deep breathing, you turn your body's natural ability to relax. This creates a state of deep rest that can change how your body responds to stress. It sends more oxygen to your brain and calms the part of your nervous system that handles your ability to relax. Connect with people. Spend time with a friend or family member who will listen to you. It's a natural way to calm you down and lower your stress. When you connect with people in person, your body releases a hormone that stops your fight or flight response. Then you relax. Behavior. How you respond to people directly impacts your stress levels. Manage your response with these tips. Try not to overcommit yourself. Share the responsibility. Count to 10 before you respond. Walk away from a heated situation. Distract yourself with music or podcasts or movies. Inner voice. Nothing affects your stress levels like the voice inside your head. The good news is you are in control. You can change negative thoughts for positive ones. There are more benefits to positive self-talk than reducing stress. These include a longer life, lower levels of depression, greater resistance to common cold and cardiovascular disease, and better coping skills for when hard times hit. Laugh therapy. When you laugh, you take more oxygen, your heart, your lung, and your muscles get a boost and your body releases those feel-good hormones. Laughter also improves your immune system, lessens pain, and improves your mood for longer period of time. Talk therapy. Consider talking to a therapist of your healthcare provider about your worries. Long-term talk therapy helps some people deal with stress. One approach, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, helps you to change negative thought pattern. Your therapist can guide you toward the approaches that might be helpful.